Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, June 27th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple of clarifications. Number one, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. Second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So ticker symbol number one, BBAI. We've been tracking this one very, very closely. I did an analysis on it yesterday and said, yeah, if you were some sort of day trader that bought right there, chart's not looking so good for you. But if you care about the big picture point of view, the price maintained above that purple line right there. And then I mapped out this area of resistance. And you can see that this morning, opening 30 minutes, price came up, broke through that area of resistance. And then the rest is history. Very, very impressive movement the rest of the day. So overall, monster day. And now we got to get things updated. And this is the first key level that you got to think everybody and their brother or uncle is going to be watching moving forward, because it stands out like a sore thumb. And that's this area of resistance right here at $5.90. You go back here from the high of Wednesday, and then you look at where the high was this afternoon. And while 590, I'm not saying can't be broken. I'm just saying it's become very apparent that a lot of sellers are up around that area. But you also get that dynamic of potential self-fulfilling prophecies, where when enough people are watching the same areas and wondering the same things, and people are saying, well, I'm a breakout trader. Oh, look, that's breaking out. Because I'm a breakout trader and because that's breaking out, I should be buying right now. So people just buy for no other reason other than that. And that's what we have potentially here. So again, there are no guarantees, but more than valid to think if the price can break up through that level, that break right there, it's valid to, like I said, throw out the question, does that break generate one of those self-fulfilling prophecy breakouts? But all eyes on 590. We'll see if the bulls can break up through there on Friday. Next one, VOR, and have ourselves a nice technical pattern here. So let's just hop right into it. Very eventful day. And like I said, when the dust has seemingly settled, we have this area of resistance right here. And then we also have progress being made as time has gone on too, with that lower trend line, green for support. And then just to make sure everybody can see the pattern, let's keep it the same color. So we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. We have a nice upwards move right here. For you golfers out there, put the golf ball down here, make it a little bit more visual. And this would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, just because something's in a bullish pattern does not mean that for sure guaranteed it's going to go upwards. But is it valid? Is it logical to think that if the price were to consolidate around here a little bit more and then eventually come up here and break up through there, is it a valid question to throw out there of, hey, is that going to generate more buying pressure? That is definitely a valid question given the breakout nature of the pattern, which, as I just talked about, you could get even one of those self-fulfilling prophecy type situations there. So if you like this price range right around $1, you like bull pennants, definitely keep an eye on VOR. Next one, ticker symbol QS, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched yesterday's video, but if you did, hopefully remember me talking about that resistance area right there. And I mean, absolutely beautiful movement right there. Opening 30 minutes, came up, broke up through there, and the rest is history. Very, very impressive day. So if any of you watched yesterday's video and you captured that breakout, a big congratulations to you all. I'll go ahead and get rid of those levels now. So in terms of new updates and levels to watch moving forward, the ideal level of support, I mean, if you say, Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? That would be if the price can stay up there above that $7 mark. Now, if the price falls below 7, doesn't mean the entire chart's destroyed. But yeah, if the price could stay above there, that'd be a great sign of power. Taking a step back and looking at things from the bigger picture point of view, that's where the purple line here comes into play, the 50-period simple moving average. Keyword being moving. So as time goes by, that line's going to move itself higher and higher. So it's essentially like a trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So as long as the price stays above the uptrending trend line, then overall, by definition, the price is building higher bases, and that's the name of the game. So keep an eye on that from the support side of things. What I'm going to do here is actually go to the daily time frame, because what we have to do here is now go way back into the chart's history, because it has been a long time. Oh, wow. Oh, I didn't realize it. So it's even harder. Let's go to the weekly time frame. There we go. Sorry about that. I didn't realize it's been that long. So now each one of these candlesticks represents an entire week. So we were just looking at where each one was 30 minutes. Now this one is an entire week. So next key overarching battleground to keep an eye on now, right up there at $8.25, which is coming from August, so almost a year ago. So keep an eye on that dynamic. But yeah, anyway, look at it. Like I said, now given we're looking at the weekly candle, very nice week. But just for in terms of, like I said, next potential battleground and resistance, right up there around $8.27. Next one here is CYN. Absolutely crazy day today. I'm sure some people did very well on this one. Other people, they no longer have accounts. This was kind of a feast or famine type situation. But moving forward, an interesting dynamic from a trading standpoint, because as I draw this line right here, what I'm curious about is, do we get a little bit more of a pullback? Because we have this support, lower trend line here, but the trend line is also now starting to come into play with some of these other moving averages, which you now know already. Purple line is a 50-period moving average. Pink line is a 200. So it's not anything exact, but my point here is this general area here. Is this going to be some sort of area of support where maybe the price comes down? And again, exact, who knows? But, somewhere right around here, does it find a support and then get some sort of curl back upwards? You never know. This is what I like to call kind of the opportunity, the ugly, because yes, right now the chart certainly looks ugly, but sometimes when things look like it's game over, that's all of a sudden where things turn back around. And no idea if that will occur. That's why risk management is paramount. But if you are a disciplined trader who can honor stop losses and you like these sorts of situations where you're starting to get kind of a general area of what could be a support, and when other people are thinking it's game over, if that's kind of one of your sets of circumstances that you like to be part of, then I'd certainly say keep this on your radar. Next one here, taking a look at ASTI, and I already talked about this pattern once, so I'm going to go through it a little bit quicker, but what we have here is that bull pennant pattern. There we go. So there's our area of resistance. Here's our area of support, and then just to make sure that everybody sees a pattern, let's keep it one color. So we have resistance, we have support, we have the nice upwards move there. We have the golf hole down here, so we are looking at another bull pennant pattern, and in this situation, pretty interesting to see how the price, right now during the last 30 minutes, good solid green candle, it is approaching. So yeah, headed into Friday, can the price get the breakout through the bull pennant pattern? We'll see what happens. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description area you can use to sign up. Or if you're watching right at my website, there's an area on the webpage that you can use. Now, one special note, it is a genuine live event. So a couple of circumstances, maybe you already have something on your schedule this evening. Maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you totally have missed it. That is okay. It will be recorded, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the recording so that you can watch it at your earliest convenience. So just go ahead and send me an email to clay@claytrader.com. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll see you here in just a few hours. Next one here, looking at NVDA and another good solid day. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that level. And first key update comes about based on a foundational rule in charting, which states when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. And that actually played out perfectly today. If you look back earlier in the chart's history from the day, right here, you can see price gapped up, came back down, and then just a beautiful, beautiful example right there of that former area of resistance acting as support and pushing the price back upwards. So as I mentioned earlier on a previous chart, what would be the ideal level of support? What would make this chart look the absolute strongest moving forward? Certainly if the price can stay above 154, but also as I talked about previously, from the overarching standpoint, just watch that purple line, 50-period simple moving average, and as it draws itself, as long as the price stays above there, then the overall trend still plenty in the bull's favor. In terms of areas of resistance, pretty straightforward here. One of these areas that you got to think probably a lot of people have drawn a trend line very similar to that. So you can once again kind of introduce the whole idea of those potential self-fulfilling prophecies. But anyway, look at it. Very, very impressive week. Higher highs after higher lows, and that is the name of the game. Next one, PLUG, and we are looking at another one of these bull pennant pattern. So I'm going through this extra quick because I want to respect your time as much as possible. And you've already heard me talk about all this stuff, but just want to make sure everybody sees the pattern. But there we have our resistance. There we have our support. There we have the nice upwards move. And then, yes, we can't figure out the golf hole down here. So there we go. Another bull pennant. So if you are a lover of bull pennant patterns, you have quite the price range that you can choose from headed into Friday. Next one here is CORZ. Crazy chart, and one where there's not a whole lot of technical things going on, but the ingredients are there for something that traders, I would assume you want, and the ingredients are this. Very good, very solid volume, and quite the bit of price action. Some may say a little bit too volatile of price action, but I also realize some of you are like, no, I want the juiciest price action you can give me, and CORZ definitely fits those bills. Now, if you're looking for some sort of technical levels, very well could have some sort of support down here at the 1460 mark, and then if that doesn't quite hold, again, no guarantees, but would anybody be shocked if that level held and then the price came down there and closed that gap? I don't think anybody would be shocked by that, which brings about another possible scenario. Is there some sort of gap close and go? So closes the gap and then goes back up. Again, no guarantees, and just throwing out some general thoughts right now because right now, not a whole lot to work with, but the ingredients are there. It's good, solid volume, crazy price movement. So if this is what you like to see, then CORZ, I would definitely keep an eye on. Next one, SMCI, and talked about bull pennants quite a bit in this top 10 list. And here we have a bull pennant from yesterday. And this is, again, not every bull pennant works out this way, so I don't want to make it sound like that. But here's an example of a beautiful bull pennant breakout, as the price just had another very, very nice day here on SMCI. So we'll go ahead and get rid of those levels as they serve their purpose for now, and we'll make some new little updates here. So the first level will be that ideal of support, which you now know is an area where if you're to ask, what makes this chart look the absolute strongest, and that would be if the price can stay above $48. But again, if it does not hold above there, not the end of the world. And then just from the bigger picture, continue to watch that purple line, 50 period moving average. So assuming you care about the grand scheme of things, then yes, as long as the price is above the purple line, then the overall trend still plenty in the bull's favor. In terms of next potential battlegrounds, in fact, do I have to go to the daily? Yeah, there we go. Daily will make this easier to see. So again, reminder, daily just means each one of these candlesticks now represents an entire day. So next key battleground to watch, going to be right up here at $50 and let's find a middle distance, right around $50.65. And this is coming from way back here, in this portion of basically March. So we're talking about several months ago since the last time the price was up around there. But anyway, look at it. Very, very impressive move. The price is now broken outside of this range that it's been stuck in for the past few weeks. So yes, how much more momentum can come from it? Grab your popcorn. Next one here, TSLA, Tesla, and this will mean way more to those of you that watched the previous video, but if you did, hopefully remember me talking about each of these technical levels because they both shine true today. The first level I talked about was the lower part of this upwards move, the support level right there, and you can see that a couple times, both there and there, price came down there, and to give credit where credit's due, the bull stepped up both times and bought and prevented the price from making any further downwards progress. On the flip side, though, that's also true. If you watched yesterday's video, talked about that level right there at 330 as the main area of resistance, and you can see several times today the price got right up around that area and just could not quite push through it. So in other words, the same exact levels that I talked about yesterday pertain to right now, and this wedge formation has just gotten that much bigger. So we have this lower part of the wedge here, we have the upper part right there. So it's really just a question which looks like we'll get our answer on Friday, but the question being, who is ultimately going to win out on this battle? Are the bulls going to win with a break up to the upside, or are the bears going to win with a break down to the downside? That'll be the big popcorn question here for Friday. So yeah, grab your popcorn, grab your Sour Patch Kids, and let's see who is going to ultimately win out of this battle in the wedge. So that wraps up the top 10 list. And again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about this, then definitely get signed up for the class. It'll be this evening, Thursday, June 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope to see you there. But like I mentioned earlier, if you cannot make it live for whatever reason, go ahead, send me an email to clay@claytrader.com. And I'd be happy to send you a link to the replay so that you can watch it at your earliest convenience. So thanks for watching, and make sure you get signed up for the free class.